Today on Morning Drive, the BMW South African Open kicked off this morning, and Koepka was in the lead after the early wave.
Yeah, it was great. I think I played flawless.
Chase Koepka, that is. Find out if his opening round 65 can hold up to the afternoon scoring. We've got your full highlights. Plus, we'll be on site all morning for the Diamond Resorts Invitational, where we'll meet Mr. October himself, Reggie Jackson. He once hit 3 drives into the bleachers in a single World Series game. But how does his Hall of Fame swing translate to the golf course? We'll find out. And from Mr. October to Mr. 59.
The youngest player to ever shoot a 59 on the PGA Tour, and he does it.
Justin Thomas will start his title defense at the Sony Open later today. Find out what he learned from last year's record-setting performance and how he hopes to follow it up this year.
Closing the tournament out the way I did, that gave me a lot of confidence. I'd never played with the lead that big.
All that and more on Morning Drive today, Thursday, January 11th, 2018. And welcome inside Studio AP. We're happy to have you with us. I'm Damon Hack alongside Gary Williams, a PGA Tour winner in Robert Dameron. Guys, good morning. Let's jump right into what's happening now because it's a lot. Chase Koepka, the younger brother of Brooks Koepka, the U.S. Open champ, shot a 65 today in the opening round of the BMW South African Open. Actually started his round, guys, with a bogey eagle the second hole, and he was on his way. I tell you what, 5 top 10s last year on the Challenge Tour. That includes 2 runner-ups and finding his way, Gary, on the European Tour.
Certainly is, Damon. Let's take a look at what transpired. And Robert, you know this, par putts at this length hold good rounds together.
Momentum builders, far more than birdie putts at that length, really, or momentum keepers, I should say.
And he would post 65. Let's take a look at Brandon Grace, 30th in the official World Golf Rankings, right side of the 10th fairway, with wedge in his hand.
Mr. 62 in a major, only man to ever do that. Also winner of the Nedbank Golf Challenge a few months back.
Very good shot, just underneath the hole. You make birdie, go to 5 under. Let's go to 15 here, putting for eagle. This would be a theme.
Well, a theme, shorter golf course. I'm trying to think of a better pencil grip putter. He uses that very well, makes a ton of putts.
Well, that's a good question. That's his 3rd eagle of the day. Get him to 7 under. Nice touch here from Chris Paisley, pitching for eagle on 8.
Oh, just slip right under it, land it soft.
That would get him to 6 under par. We stay with Paisley from the center of the fairway here on his final hole, the 9th.
Kind of a flat golf swing, very compact, almost a Chip Beck looking action there, but nice shot right under the hole.
He would not make that, but he would finish with 66, 1 back of the leaders. Jimmy Donaldson here on 14, 9 iron from 152.
Jamie Donaldson. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
And nice job, well connected. Golfers are really faulty when it comes to the high 5 connections. Tosses caddy, not quite ready, but executes that. No prize, no car, no nothing. But he'll take it. He'll take the 1, and there you see Koepka and Grace tied at the top. Good scoring there at the BMW South African Open. And you see one player, Chris Paisley, he is 1 shot back, and a number of players 2 back at -5. And you can see some of those players still on the golf course. But you know what? If you didn't get up and watch the European Tour early on, you can learn from it right now with Damon and Robert.
All right, Judah, we can always get better. Robert Dameron, what's on the menu this morning?
Well, we can learn a few things from those guys down there in Africa. First and foremost, there were a couple shots early that stood out to me. Some controlled chunks, we'll call them, controlled mishits. And if we get to them here in a second, I'll show you exactly what we mean.
Okay.
First off, we got Justin Walters, and this is just obviously, you see this short little chip. Watch how hard he goes at this. Big swing just to hit a short shot. That's scary, and that scares a lot of amateurs. The reason he's doing that, he's chunking it. He's getting a lot of grass between his face and the ball.
On purpose?
On purpose.
Yeah.
Just like this shot, a bunker shot. We know that's a controlled chunk. This is off a downhill lie. Kyle McClatchy, great little golf shot there. And I'm going to show you, Damon, what these two have in common and what I mean by controlled chunk and how to hit a controlled chunk. When you get that nasty rough and you know you've got to land this soft, you can't catch the ball. You can't roll the face over and hit ball. It's going to be gone. Same thing with these soft bunker shots. So if we can roll these both through, I'm going to show you what these have in common. This one especially.
Yeah.
Look how open that face is. I mean,
looking back
it's
at
looking
it.
at it. It's like it's a mirror and he's looking at
Exactly.
it. Same thing here. This is pointed straight to the sky. If you're hitting that shot where you know you've got to chunk it, you know you've got to make a big swing to hit the ball a short ways. If you come in and roll it just the slightest bit this way, ball's gone. You're catching it, it's gone long left. Club face to the sky the whole time. Has to be.
Love it.
Has to be.
Often a recipe for deceleration for the high handicapper. Both these players kept the speed up.
Kept the speed up. If you keep the face open, remember that, you'll do it. You'll remind yourself, I need to hit this because the face is laying so wide open. If I quit, I might just leave the ball right where it is on that chip.
All right, here's Chris Wood, past BMW PGA champion.
Yeah, so we've got a couple different shots here. This one, Chris Wood hits it extremely high. You see the size of this tree in front of him. He's a big dude, too. Look at him.
Yeah, he is tall.
You could see him loft that up over the tree, hit it high, and bring it in close. Look at that. It's hard to backspin those shots, too, when you're lofting them up, but he's a pretty good golfer. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we've got Brandon Stone here. He has to hit a low snap hook around the tree. So I looked at these two shots, and it reminded me of something I saw in the range when I was a kid at the Bay Hill Invitational, Arnold Palmer Invitational. Mac O'Grady is giving Sandy Lyle a lesson. Ooh. And he goes, here's how to hit it high. Who hits it the highest? Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicklaus follows through. His hips end up way forward, head way back.
Right.
High finish. Who's the best low drawer is Arnold Palmer. He hits it, he follows through more like this. Hips stay back, head stays kind of over his center, if not forward a little bit. So, to this day, this is late 80s probably, to this day, I still think of that if I have to hit a high shot or a low shot. I picture Nicklaus. So it's the correlation between your head and, let's say, your belt buckle, your hips. High or forward, head back, high finish, like Nicklaus for the high cut. Like Mr. Palmer this way, hips back for the low draw.
Love it. Fantastic advice. And folks, if you missed coverage of the BMW South African Open, you can watch it at noon following Morning Drive. We send it back to Gary.
Okay, Damon, what else is happening now? Well, the Diamond Resorts Invitational will begin tomorrow, just down the road from our world headquarters here. It's a field that includes 28 PGA Tour Champions players, 4 LPGA players, and 50 celebrities, including members of the Football Hall of Fame, the Baseball Hall of Fame. And you look at this field, as I was pointing out, and each player will play his or her own ball and compete from the same tees. You'll have one professional winner and one celebrity winner that will be crowned on Sunday. It's a 54-hole modified Stableford format, which awards points. And with that, we're going to have coverage all weekend long, and it starts this morning as we send it out to Lauren Thompson and a man who will resume his professional career after leaving the world wanting more so many years ago. Charlie Reimer, good morning, gang.
Good morning to you, Gary, and everyone in Studio AP. Glad to have all of you joining us at home as well. Tranquilo Golf Club. This place is gorgeous. And Charlie Reimer, what a place for you to kind of get things going. Now, I know your official PGA Tour Champions debut is the second week in February, but this is a pretty great place to return to competition.
Yeah, and this certainly feels like it's my debut, even though it's unofficial money. I told you before the show started that unofficial money spins just the same as the official money. But it's been a lot of fun coming back as a professional. When I checked in on Monday, I got to go in the locker room. I had a locker. It had free stuff in it.
Those old Tour Pro feelings were coming back.
It is wonderful to be a professional athlete in this day and time. Mr. Reimer this, Mr. Reimer that. Are you hungry? Can we do anything for you? By the way, locker number 37 there, Tom Purtzer. Tom Purtzer, I've always felt, has the best swing in the history of the game. I can't wait to hang out with Tom a little bit this week. But for me, it's a lot of fun. I got a chance to play a practice round yesterday with Tommy Armour III, our very own John Cook and Tom Byram. And, I was worried a little bit about, how the guys would, receive me coming out to play again. Could not have been more welcoming. We just had the best time yesterday playing, talking equipment, talking current events in golf, talking about Dustin Johnson, telling a few stories and hitting some shots. It's just a wonderful experience for me.
Okay, so aside from how you're feeling in this event, the guys you're going to be playing with, check this out. Where's your beard?
I need to get a beard, don't I?
You're missing some gear here.
Oh, listen, this could not be a better pairing for me. Colt Ford, we've known each other going back to junior golf days. He actually played golf at the University of Georgia. We competed there. Willie Robertson, I've got to know him over the last few years, a really good player. It's just a perfect pairing for me to get started with a couple of guys that are great guys and good players as well. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm going to be a little nervous, no doubt about
Charlie
that.
Gets nervous?
But, you know, I got something that's going to help me through. The golf coach, Bruce Epler at Georgia Tech, he hooked me up with an official team issue yardage book cover. Check this out. I got
Hold
a
that
little
up
GT.
a little higher, Charlie. We got to show.
Got a little GT in there, right? And this is the great part about it, right in here. Now, this is the team uses that. You got a little "To Hell with Georgia" right up there at the top. You guys got that, right? And it's personalized. Got a little Charlie Reimer down at the bottom. You know,
Think that's going to bring you some luck?
Oh, this is going to help me through. You know, I'm a Georgia Tech man. You know, a little nerves. They don't bother us.
Everybody knows.
Did I show you the "To Hell with Georgia"?
You have,
part
Charlie. You
there?
have. Now, something else that I want to show our viewers at home is all the big guests that we have coming your way today live from Tranquilo Golf Club. We've got one of the key people, of course, Mike Flaskey. He's the CEO of Diamond Resorts International. This would not be going on without him. Also, Mr. October, MLB Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson. He's an ambassador for Diamond Resorts. We're going to be talking with him live. Same thing for two-time major champion and John Daly, the defending champion in the celebrity flight, the 2006 World Series champ Mark Mulder, and then the man who walked away the champion in that flight back in 2016 at Golden Bear, the year after he retired from professional tennis, Marty Fish. They're going to be talking about the competition and how they feel their game stacks up with the rest, because there's a lot on the line as we get you back to Damon in Studio AP.
All right, LT, I sure hope Charlie paces himself. He sure is excited before tomorrow's big day. What else is happening now? Justin Thomas, folks, begins his title defense at the Sony Open in Hawaii. You'll recall last year it was a 7-shot victory over Justin Rose. It all began with that magical 59 in the opening round alongside his friends Jordan Spieth and Daniel Berger. Thomas would follow that 59 with rounds of 64, 65, 65, literally ripping pages out of the record book as he went. Youngest player in PGA Tour history to shoot that 59, 18-hole, 36-hole, 54-hole, and 72-hole scoring records for the eventual PGA Tour Player of the Year. For a preview of a big day, we send it out to our Todd Lewis.
Well, Damon, we are expecting a lot of birdies at round number 1 of the Sony Open in Hawaii, because this golf course, Waialae, gives up plenty of red numbers. As a matter of fact, if you go back to the beginning of 2012, Waialae has yielded more rounds of 62 or better than any other golf course on the PGA Tour schedule. That total number, by the way, 21. One of those great rounds coming here last year, it was Justin Thomas when he recorded a 59 after winning in Maui the previous week. Now, last week he finished outside the top 20 at the Century Tournament of Champions. I asked him today, does he come here with a bit of less confidence than he had last year? He said, no, not really. He said he actually felt like he was striking the ball better last week than his scores indicated. And he's in a great frame of mind as he played his way around the Pro-Am practice round here on Wednesday. Of course, on his bag, in a temporary status, is Jim Bones Mackay. I caught up with Bones and I asked him about his week. He said he caught an early flight, or a late flight, I should say, Sunday to get here into Honolulu on Monday. Hard 9 scouting report on Monday, hard 9 scouting report on Tuesday, and he played the Pro-Am today with Justin Thomas. And after playing that Pro-Am and 9 holes on Tuesday, he said Justin Thomas was good, but he has exceeded expectations from his perspective now as caddy. As a matter of fact, he said, this is a quote, he's not only good, he's really, really, really good. He wanted to make sure we get 3 reallys on that. And if you're looking for somebody that no one's really talking about, how about Mark Leishman? He said he really, really likes this golf course at Waialae. He calls it one of his favorites on the PGA Tour schedule. He's had some success here, and of course he's coming off his career year in 2017. Confidence is high. Mark Leishman might be someone to watch. As for the forecast today, as I mentioned, they probably will go low. How about 5 to 10 mile per hour winds in Honolulu? So not much of a factor here today. Damon?
All right, Todd, will we see another 59? We'll find out when coverage begins, 6 p.m. Eastern time on Golf Channel. Right now, let's say good morning to Bailey Moser. How are you, Bailey?
Good morning, David. I'm doing really good. I'll one-up JT for you there. All right, we have a great show for you here on this Thursday. We are all looking forward to the week at the Sony Open, but a lot of action is happening here on the mainland this week as well. So Lauren and Charlie, they are on site at the Diamond Resorts Invitational. We've already checked in with them. They're going to be joined by guests throughout the morning, including this guy, yes, Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. So stay tuned to see this Hall of Famer's sweet swing on our show this morning. And how about John Daly? He has won tournaments around the globe and even on the PGA Tour champion. So find out why he loves beginning his season at the Diamond Resorts Invitational, why he thinks it's a great warm-up for the rest of the year when he joins us live later this morning. And we have a story for you today that gives a whole new meaning to getting grandfathered in. A 61-year-old who still has eligibility is returning to college to finish his degree and compete on the men's golf team. So not only is he likely to make the traveling squad, he might be their best player. That and so much more is on tap today. And for a preview of what else to expect this morning, let's now toss it down to Matt Janella.
All right, January 11th, 2018 is a special day, not just because Charlie Rymer is out of the studio and back inside the ropes in a competitive setting. It's because it's Ben Crenshaw's 66th birthday. So I think I can speak for all of us. Happy birthday, Ben Crenshaw. What I can't do is speak for Jack Nicklaus, who, when I asked as prominent people in Ben's life, both personally and professionally, to complete the sentence, Ben Crenshaw is, well, the Golden Bear has chimed in with Ben Crenshaw is a great friend. He has had an amazing career and has achieved tremendous success with grace and humility. While the game has given Ben so much, he continues to give back through his work as a wonderful designer and a true ambassador. Very well said. We're going to get a lot more of these quotes throughout today's show. Lots more Morning Drive right after this.